G'day, Tom Bosner here for the Well Workplaces podcast, and I'm just doing a little video around the topic of menopause. For context, I'm about to step in the virtual podcast studio with Natalie Moore, who is the co-founder of Own Your Health Collective. And Own Your Health Collective are an interesting workplace wellbeing business that specializes in talking and starting a conversation around women's health, but more specifically talking about the topic of menopause. Now, as a man or a guy, what do I know about menopause? Well, the answer is not much. All I know is hot flushes, which is probably something that I've heard from my mum at one point in her 50s, perhaps. Sorry, mum. And also what I'm noticing around just generally as I sort of enter my 40s or early 40s is that the conversation around perimenopause as a term is starting to be discussed a lot more for women. They're noticing changes, symptoms, and there are a lot of symptoms, as I understand, around perimenopause. I feel like it's a sort of a workplace conversation that's going to come up as the working population ages. There's a huge demographic of aging workers, and I don't mean to say we're getting old. However, there is a general aging population, so it makes sense that women post pregnancy, they've got this little bit of freedom to now go into career mode and perhaps working longer than previous generations. If we don't address menopause or discuss it and have that conversation, then we're technically not supporting women through all of that particular life phase or stage. So today I'm going to chat with Natalie. I'm going to ask her lots of silly or what I think might be dumb questions. So what is menopause as a starting point? What's perimenopause? How do they work? What are some of the symptoms around that women can look out for? I think it's going to be a really interesting conversation around how can workplaces perhaps have an impact, start the conversation, create support structures, and are we at the stage where at some point in the future there are policies that underpin support for women around this life stage of menopause? Should be a fascinating conversation. I feel a little bit out of my depth, so wish me luck. And stay tuned for this episode, which should be number 92 on the podcast, the Well Workplaces podcast. Stay tuned. Bye.